Welcome to BigCountryPreps.com. I'm Evan Wren, and this is the Countdown to Two-A-Days series, our daily look at an area football team and the key questions we're going to be looking at about that team in our August 16th preseason preview here at Big Country Preps. I'm with my partner, Dan Youngblood, via Zoom. And tonight, Dan, we're taking a look at the Colorado City Wolves.
Yeah, and this is a Wolves team now in their second year with Coach Monty Leaf. Last year was a tough season, went 1-9, but they think they made some strides, and they've got quite a bit of talent back from that group. 21 of 28 lettermen return, including 9 offensive and 8 defensive starters. So I think there's reason for optimism in Colorado City. Obviously, in a tough District 4-2A D1, it's tough to move up that ladder. They're going to have to make some serious strides if they want to get into the playoff picture. But I think that they are expecting improvement. It's going to be fun to see if they can achieve that.
All right, before we jump into today's countdown edition, let's remind the YouTubers to please hit the subscribe button. And also, once you've hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell so that you'll get notifications every time we come up with a new podcast here at Big Country Preps. This will be a good way for you to follow along with our Countdown to Two-A-Days series, which will continue one team per day all the way up to the outset of Two-A-Days, which open on July 31st.
All right, and with that, let's go ahead and just jump in. Let's talk about the Wolves and some of the questions that I think that they face. One of the big ones is I think this team, with the experience they return, a lot of that's up front. They've got a good, big, experienced offensive line led by Christian Ashby, who at 6'4", 320 is a force. He's a physical presence. I'm interested to see if they can make the strides up there enough to close the gap. This is a team that had some lopsided losses. They competed hard, but it was a team that wasn't quite up to competing in that district last year. I'm interested to see with the line they return if that will help close the gap and see if they can make some positive progress.
They're going to have an experience edge on most of the teams they play. They're going to be bigger than most of the teams that they play. And they've got some quickness coming back as well. So they're going to have some tools in place, but I still think that with the struggles that they've gone through in recent years, one of the most important aspects of Colorado City football this year will be the mental hurdle, getting over the not believing, and they just need to find a belief. Can we, we can do this rather than falling into that mode, that old mode of here we go again. Let's just go in and let's believe that we can do this. If they can do that, we might see a surprise from the Wolves this year.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. Anytime you've had 2 or 3, really tough seasons in a row, you do run the risk of falling into that trap. One other question I have is offensively. They really kind of struggled on the offensive side of the football the last few years. And I think they have some tools this year that might make improvement possible. I think one big one we're going to see is in Mason Monroe, the quarterback in his senior season. Is he ready to take that step forward? This kid is a really good athlete. We've seen it at times in the football field. We've seen it in the basketball field. This kid really is a special athlete. I think I'm interested to see if we can maybe see that translate on the football field this year and see if they can get something going a little bit more offensively. This is an offense that has kind of lacked some explosion at times. It'll be interesting to see if maybe they can get some of that going, particularly with running back Cameron Urias and some of the receivers they have. So I think that's a big question as well.
All right, let's take a look at Colorado City's schedule for 2023. Let's look at the non-district portion first. That's going to be a challenging game opening up with Roscoe at home on August 25th. Another challenge coming after that with a good new home team on September the 1st, Cristobal on the road on September 8th, and Coahoma on the road on the 15th. That is a challenging non-district schedule for Colorado City.
Yeah, it's one where you may be looking more for progress and for just competitiveness than you are wins in that early season schedule. But I do think that if they can kind of survive that healthy, it will help them for what's going to be a very tough district race. And they start off with a couple of big ones right off the bat. September 22nd at home against Cisco, a Cisco team that doesn't return a whole lot of talent from last year. So there's some question marks there as to how strong that group will be. And then they go to Anson on the 29th, have Hawley visit on October 6th, have their open date the following week, then go to Winters, which will be a pretty much a must-win if they hope to be in the playoff picture on the 20th of October. Only at home on the 27th, and they wrap up the regular season at Stamford on November 3rd. So this is a very unforgiving schedule for a team that's trying to fight its way back into a playoff picture. But I think
I don't know if
that
I like this schedule for Colorado City. And thus far throughout our countdowns, I've said I like this schedule for so and so. I like this schedule. I don't know that I like this schedule for Sea City, who wants to build some confidence early. Uh, you'd like to have a cupcake in there or two. They don't have one. This
yeah.
is a cupcake-free zone for Sea City, so it's going to be a trial by fire for Wolves.
It will definitely be that. And I think part of that's by design. I think Coach Leaf really wants his kids to develop an attitude of wanting to compete. I think he's and I think that ultimately, if they can just kind of avoid what you talked about, that here we go again mentality, if they do lose some of these games, I think that they're going to be forced to compete. And I think we'll see how that kind of affects them as they go into district.
All right, and with that, it's about time to wrap up this edition of the Countdown to Two-A-Day series, the Colorado City Wolves. But before we do that, we want to remind you that August 16th is the big day at Big Country Preps. That is the day that we release our preseason football preview. That's the most comprehensive look at Big Country football of any media source in the entire area, for the entire state, as a matter of fact. We'll have more than 40 player features, more than 40 team previews. We'll have statistics from last year. We'll have video. We'll have opinion pieces. We'll have predictions. It is a massive amount of material for the Big Country, and it's quite frankly the best look at the area that you're going to get.
In the meantime, as you wait for that, we appreciate you joining us for this episode of our Countdown to Two-A-Day series, and make sure you return tomorrow, and we'll be highlighting the Holly Bearcats here at BigCountryPreps.com.